ends soon. Wish I'd started this earlier. We're in the queue now, doing our free cube draft. I don't know too much about the changes to the cube. Drafted a lot of other cubes besides this one, including my own. I know the gist of Power Cube, but there will be some surprises here. I make pictures bigger. Thinking this is between. I think it's probably just Splinter Twin. I don't really like any of these cards. Survival's good in the right deck. Swords is great. I don't know how good Saga is. Most of these cards are pretty middling. Worn Power Stone's strong, but it's not like you don't just throw that in every deck. Throw the decks it's good in are good decks. Yeah, I think I know with Twin. Okay. Don't know. Because I don't know what the auto select does. I'm not super moto savvy. I do a lot of cubing on in real life rather. Not many of these are good twin cards, but we can just ignore this. But we didn't open any power. Seen horror be good. Take animate dead or him. Him is probably just more open. If I'm taking a green card, it's Mystic. I don't think any of these combine well with Twin except like Brainstorm, but I'm not second picking Brainstorm. Maybe Mentor. I don't like second picking that. Hmm. That's better. That's better. I can see what the cards are, but you all at home probably can't. Alright. So I really like Skull Clamp. Goes better with him than Twin. Grave Titan's a good fatty if we want to do something broken and have a backup plan. Castable backup plan. Signet's probably the best card to go with Twin. Is Twin better than... I mean, Clamp can go with Twin. Well, it's hard to go wrong with Signets, even though it's weird for me taking a Signet over a Skull Clamp. Alright, Opposition's a busted card. Suppose Expressive Iteration, though I don't know how cube busted this is. We could take another Signet. Lands are always good. There can be twin decks that don't really use opposition all that well, is the thing. Unreal is also quite good, I think. I'm a little less familiar with some of these newer cards. Take opposition. Phantasmal Image, not the best combo with Splinter Twin. Goose might be the best combo with opposition. Probably fine in a twin deck. Kind of waffling. Hey Carl, what's up? Oh, prime time is a fatty, but I think I'd rather a goose than a prime time if we're going in that direction. This is a tough draft so far. I think I'm in for goose. Yeah, I've been enjoying the beard so far, but it is itchy. It is itchy. Probably not playing this hymn. How do I fucking move cards in Magic Online? Okay. First Lightning's the best card to go with Twin, but we might be moving towards more of the opposition direction. Stop to say hi, Natabuter. Thank you. Court's good if we go in the fatty direction, but I don't think that's what we're doing. I guess Sower would be better to hedge both ways. Alright, here's Pestermite to go with our Splinter Twin, so I'm not gonna think too much about this one. We're not wheeling a card from this. Oh, there's 9 remaining, so we will wheel 1. It's a little weird because it doesn't seem like. I mean, we got opposition kind of late. Blue hasn't seemed super open, but we got Pestermite late. Taking Twin, pack 1, pick 1 means we probably shouldn't prioritize it as much just because we didn't have to fight over it, so we don't know if it's open, but Master's good with opposition and would be fine in a Twin deck, but right. Survival and Worn Power Stone wheeled, and those were cards we were thinking about, but Important's kinda more on the Twin plan. I guess Survival can find Estermite or whatever, and would be good in opposition deck, but we don't know that we're opposition, and we're always gonna really Elvish Mystic Wheel. We're always gonna play Important, no matter. Important will never be a super bad card. Avalanche Riders is better. Like, it's a card you might play in Twin, but I'm gonna keep our Teamer aspirations open. Tree Speaker's kind of the same pick, except we're giving up a Flame Tongue. I don't know if that might be too much. Oh, now all these blue-red cards are wheeling, so I feel less bad about some fixing that we're not gonna play. Likely to play Finale. I pop up the board. I could play Shrine, but oh my goodness, 2 pieces of power. Well, this one's on color. So it's really nice that we wheeled all these good blue and red cards. And we got Pestermite Twin. I feel like our seat's open. It just, there weren't a lot of cards in pack 1 for us. I feel it's less likely that people were fighting over blue-red because we got all our blue-red cards on the wheel. It's just that there weren't a ton opened. Hope to wheel Counterspell, which won't happen. Steam Vents, which probably won't happen, but this Jace will be fine. Probably not playing. by move cards. Okay. Spellseeker gets us iteration important, not great. Cloudskate's good, but not great, I don't think. I don't think we're a Memory Jar deck. Grim Lava Man is going to be good with opposition and just control, but I think it's Chrome Mox, just to add a little speed. It's also just a fine card to hit with iteration. If we had a little bit more going on, I'd be happier with the Spellseeker, but we don't necessarily know we're going to get there. Alright, so Borrower's fine. Sort of light disruption goes well with our opposition if we end up playing it, which not a guarantee, but I like this bird. If we do go the teamer route, it's fixing that, it's ramp that does fix us, and we get to run all these dorks that also pair well with opposition. I think my twin deck just wants Force of Will. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Force in Cube, but I think when you're twin, it's a lot easier to justify it. I wish we could get some fixing so I know if I get to play these mana dorks, because I'm kind of passing too many of them. Visionary does not look like a cube card. Red and 6 would also be fine, but I think I'm thinking about this Mole Drifter. Good with twin, fine with opposition. We know we're gonna play it. Not the sexiest card, but it does do the job. Uh, Between Skydiver and Cruise, I think. I like these elves, but I don't think we're playing them is the problem. I'm probably not playing that. I haven't really seen this card in action. I haven't really played with it in my cube, but it seems really good in Vintage Cube. Just on principle. Alright, now we have to figure out if we're Dragon Rage channeling or Snapcastering. Couple good bolts and a portent. I don't know if we're gonna be aggressive enough for the channeler. But I guess it does dig for twin. I think I'm a Snapcaster guy. Okay. There's kind of a crossroads. We could take this Taiga and splash these mana dorks. Well, start to splash them. We're not guaranteed to. Dan is just a strong card in our two-color deck if we want to play blue-red just, and it kind of works with opposition. Balance is a fine splash, but I think I don't want to splash. I think I just want to take blue and red cards. think we're past splashing. Okay, we did not wheel any of the cards we wanted to wheel, including Jace. Kind of concerning. Guess I'll sideboard Brain Freeze in case we play against a Storm deck. Maybe we can get him. Our Lava Mans. No one wanted Wheel of Fortune. We have a Mox, but I don't really like Days and Cube. Maybe with Twin it's worth it. Just don't think we're a Wheel of Fortune deck, and I think any of these other cards matter. Try Visionary, or maybe try to splash Uro. I think Weller for the sideboard. Wheel Channeler. Interesting. Yeah, if we get some big artifact fatties, we have green card. We have 2 Moxen and a Signet. Like we can make treasure. Like wouldn't be the craziest thing to play that that Goblin Welder. But I don't think it belongs in the main. So Treachery is the obvious like power card here, but kind of have enough playables. And Wandering Fumarole is fixing and more creature lands. And our mana is a little stretched with double blue, double red, though still maybe on this opposition. Emery would work with Welder, but I don't think that's in the conversation. Yeah, I think Treachery is just too good to pass. Actual Factual Volcanic Island and Actual Factual Lightning Bolt. I think we gotta take our Volk. Take through times here. Also, we missed out on Cruise, so there's not a ton of competition for it anymore. I think Volk is just too good. Not seem cubable. It's like a backup really bad Monastery Mentor. You have 2 Moxen and a Signet, so maybe this upheaval isn't the worst, but doesn't look great. My curve's too high for Abbott. Probably taking this Teferi. I guess it's Teferi for the sideboard and the off chance we get a bunch of fixing, or Battle Sphere as our Goblin Welder fatty. I think no matter what, we're just not planning on playing whatever we take here. Little unfortunate. I think it's Seasoned Pyromancer. Backup plan with Twin. Good with opposition. Digs to Twin. Gives us something to do with our Chrome Mox if we draw it late. Just a good card. Typhoon's probably also just a good card. I think we're more of a play to the board, get them to tap out, then twin them to death deck than a hold up counterspell mana deck. Right, Urza is just a strong card, but I think Preordain is where we want to be. And we don't have good top end for Urza. Counter spells are a little not the best with Urza, and just ways to dig. I don't think Urza wheels. Maybe a chance Preordain does, but I don't think Preordain wheels either. Alright. Same reasons we're not a Wheel of Fortune deck. I don't think we're a Time Twister deck. And Young Pyromancer, good with all our cantrips we just took. And good with opposition. So no, we're not really wheeling much from this pack. Doubt I want to play Inspired Idea. A bunch of fixing, but not for us. Stormcaller, better than Spell Pierce. If we had Ancestral or something, or Time Walk, like Stormcaller iteration probably isn't as good as I want it to be, because we're not going to get to cast them all. Gonna take Spell Pierce for the sideboard. Thundermaw gets him dead, and Mechanical Sanctum is the kind of green fixing I want to play 1-drops, but that ship has kind of sailed. So we're actually looking a little light on playables, but those Spell Pierce in, and then it's looking a lot better. Hello. Upheaval and Abbott wield. Oh, Typhoon. Be a Koth deck or a Typhoon deck. I don't think we're great at either. Typhoon's more on plan. Steamkin wield. I think we're more likely to play Abbott than Steamkin, but we do have red spells. And the burst of mana could be good on a twin turn, like Twin, hold up more counter magic. I would have liked another twin creature. As is, we just have the one. I mean, Goldspan, Pyro, like we have other cards that are good with good with Twin, but not like they bolt our Pestermite. Twin's not a win condition anymore. All right. We somehow have a lot of creatures for Young Pyromancer. I mean, a lot of spells for Pyromancer and a lot of creatures for opposition. Maybe we still don't have enough for opposition. Need to make one cut. And Chrome Mox takes the place of land, so yeah, that's fine. And I think I'm playing Shelldock, even though we don't have a ton of fatties. It's still just like a free spell on a land. So the maybes are what? Spell Pierce, Daze. Incinerate's probably worse than Burst Lightning. I like having board control, this style deck. Oppositions in the maybe pile. Hmm. Let's add the mana and see. Maybe that is a reason to cut things or add things. Somoto suggests 5/5. We are pretty evenly split. I'll have 5, 6, 7, 8 blue sources. 7, 8, 9 red sources. I think I want to switch that. I could just cut a double blue card. Now, Treachery is like Yearling probably less likely to play this on 2 than I think. Spell Pierce. It's great with Twin, but we're not even like super in on Twin. Same thing with Daze. We have a low curve and aggressive stuff, so Daze is probably fine. Yeah, I talked myself to it. Spell Pierce better than Daze. Oh, it added one less land. Alright, this gives us 9, 9. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue sources, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red sources. Plus a Signet, plus a Chrome Mox that does both. Not super busted, but it is a reasonable counter burn deck. And maybe I'll switch Days in with Spell Pierce, but screenshot the deck so we know what we're looking at. And let's compare round 1. Now we got some couple win cons in Twin, Dragon, Typhoon. opposition can steal games, and we get some chip beats with our creatures and our creature lands. Now, this is the kind of deck that can beat almost anything and lose to almost anything. Gotta play tight, get rewarded. Hopefully we can do that. Let's see. Memory at 97. Probably shouldn't start playing music or something. Match is ready. Okay, they're on the play and they keep 7. I think this is a mull. Pierce might not be good by the time we draw blue. Big need 2 blue and like we need stuff to do to make Lavamancer good. Like this and back. Normally I would wait on Portent until we know what we're looking for, but since it's a slow trip, maybe I don't. See, I'm gonna. We don't know what we need yet, other than we need spells and not lands. When it's blue, that doesn't mean much. The grand scheme of things. I don't really want to draw Force of Will and pitch this dig. Red mirror. So I'll commit Den so we don't get dazed. Important them, but I don't know what they're looking for. Okay. Could snap back our Portent. Or I could shuffle. I think I just want to shuffle. I have Muldrifter if I need something to do next turn. I guess Snapback Portent is like fine, and that it also adds power to the board, but I kind of want to keep stuff in my graveyard for dig. I think we just follow our opponent's example and poke our Muldrifter. Take through time, so it's not going to let me F6 or F8 rather. Now we have Yearling if they play something, Iteration if they don't. They grabbed Kiki Jiki. Means. I mean, we have a turn, maybe, but. It's Iteration. Preday into my hand. Island on the bottom. Exile Pyromancer. They just jam Kiki Jiki and activate on Recruiter. We can Yearling the Kiki Jiki. We can Yearling the Sower too. Um, I think I don't pump. Just cast. Kill Sower. Cast Preordain. Get some pressure while looking for. Here's probably a fine card, but it doesn't actually interact with Kiki Jiki or the creature. I'll force through this Signet when I want it to. I mean, this Dig. That worth. Oh, it's tough to bottom spells when I'm on my current hand. Get some blue sources into play. Now we're gonna plan to dig. Find an answer to this Kiki Jiki. They did miss lands, so that could be a problem they're in. Hopefully they get something we can spell pierce, but it's gonna be tough because it's either being played right now or. I guess there was a world where we played this Signet into Yearling and then had a blue up. Would have been great because we could have put these in a different order. They wait till our end step. Or even our upkeep. Like, I'll dig into this spell pierce. Do not mind. They have to discard to hand size anyway. Alright, they let us draw the spell pierce. I think I just want to jam this gold span. Start attacking. I kind of want to swing with Pyromancer because anything they trade with, they don't get to Kiki Jiki. I think it's just too good for them. Right, they're just trading off. Also, putting stuff in our graveyard just makes dig better, but so does having a young pyromancer in play. I might actually just dig while they're tapped out. Fucking savage. Yeah. Uh, Twin on dragon. Not as good as I want it to be, but still probably fine. We have like infinite mana. Snapcaster for Naked Dig is probably better than I want it, than I think it is. Lavamancer deals with their Kiki Jiki, but that might be too. It's weird. This action we're seeing is not the action we want. I don't want to like do all this and just die to a fucking Kiki into Pestermite. Both Sheldock and Grim Lavamancer cost a turn or make us wait a turn. So does Snap. think I think these two are the least reliant on top decks. They drew a land, but it wasn't triple red. Like we have enough power in play that we're gonna kill them without twin, I think. So I just want to dig for answers to their twin. Um, so we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Let's lead with Sheldock. We're under 20. Opposition does it for a turn, but it locks them out once we cast it. I think that's worth. Um, do I animate this den or do I snap back? Now it's too late to animate the den, so I'm also mana short of snapback dig, so I should have just animated the thing. Just gonna commit a 2/1. Here's what they just Deceiver, draw the mountain, kill us. None of our decisions mattered. I guess I could have snapped into, like, I put it on tap land, snap dig for force. Okay. They showed us that they have Deceiver Exarch, but we kind of knew that already. Uh, so is Days good? Shrine might be good, and it's in that it's a thing I can just play, and I don't have to worry about counter spells. Like it just sits in play as an answer to a twin piece. Didn't see anything for Skydiver. Doesn't mean they don't have one, but can't imagine we're gonna get them quite as nicely with our spell pierce this time. So maybe adding days is a little premature or a little bit of the wrong direction, but uh, actually we're on the draw. Days is a way to like get them to like tap us out and jam twin, but we saw Kiki Jiki not twin, so you could just get to the point where they don't have Kiki Jiki like until they get 6 mana anyway. I mean, we could find a spot for days, but I think we lead Mountain, Channeler, Mox Ruby. Okay, they are Ancestraling. It keeps us from preordaining, but um, it lets us do this as soon as possible. And just put some pressure in play. They got cards, but we got. Oh, they have time now, so it's only really scary because they have twin, but we have like the answer to twin, so like Kiki Jiki or whatever. I'm gonna put most things on the graveyard. With this dig in hand, we have our second blue. We'll need to start drawing lands at some point. I don't think that point is now. I could just incinerate their face, trying to put a non-instant sorcery or land in the graveyard, because that would turn on my channeler, but I don't. I do foresee this game being won by us by chip damage, but not that kind of chip damage. I think we want to have answers for their twin creatures or whatnot. Um. So if I incinerate, I think I'm incinerating this. Burst Lightning can kill an X4. Like this uses our mana. Keeps Burst Lightning kills important toughness amounts. So I guess we're not gonna get to 5 mana if I keep graveyarding lands, but like... Um... I think I just dig. Keeping a sorcery in the graveyard. Past Spell Pierce being good. Pestermite Twin. Like, we have answers to creatures already, so I just wanna... Oh, I guess I wish I had a land. Just hit our land drops, but... Um... Cast the Signet. Surveil. This is tempting with Pyro. But I think... It's just like a weird type. Turn on Dragon Rage Channeler. Now if they counter the Signet, we get to attack for 3. If they don't, we're holding up Pestermite. Can't really attack into the Fumarole. Hold off for a turn. So they're likely to just play something on end step they were thinking there, and have 7 cards. That's fine. Keeps their things safer, but... Well, if they have counter spell, sucks. But if they don't, we win. Yeah. Well, uh, I think we keep this Burst Lightning. Probably just Burst Lightning the Chandra. Or we could just assume that Elementals will do it. let them draw a card. We're kind of cold to twin if I cast this. We went through a lot of our good cards already. Don't have a ton of payoffs to like reward us for having a big graveyard now that we've run through Dig and Lava Man. 2 mana. Can't be good. Unless they're like going for Kiki Jiki here. Okay. That puts them at library. Because if they went for Kiki, we'd feel like geniuses with this Burst Lightning. But since I've drawn 2 lands off the Pyro, I feel kind of like an idiot for not keeping the Splinter Twin to turn them into stuff, but Deceiver. Think attack all at Chandra. They're blocking. It's fine by us. I don't think we have anything that loots. Check. Hey Craig, what's up? No, don't have anything that cares about that. Gonna... What's with this Vape Nation stuff? I don't support that. Problem is a bunch of 1/4s and library's probably just gonna run me out of the game. I guess I could kill them, but I need to watch my clock. I'm okay. Problem is if I tap out for this, I can't burst lightning. They're 1/4. I think I'd chill for a turn. Maybe I'm supposed to just wait and try to get the Kiki Jiki. So if they have, or like try to nab a twin with it. It's just kind of likely that they have counter magic mana. Counter magic. Like they're not going to go for it until they get more counter backup, I don't think. Dillion click. Targeting me. I'm gonna let that resolve. All 3 of these cards answer the click. I think they just have to take Burst Lightning so they can get Twin through, and then if I draw something else that deals with it, like it forces them to make me draw another card that deals with Twin. rather than just let me keep these cards that Exarch untap Kiki Jiki would beat. Okay, so they don't have Kiki Jiki. Otherwise they would have just killed me. Alright, this lets them know what all we have, but I want to commit this to the battlefield. Kind of annoying. But it keeps them down, like, it costs them a card so they can't library again. And the sooner I can get Shrine up, the safer I'll feel. Fortunately for me, if they drew Kiki Jiki or were just holding back, they just get me. Alright, let's... Kind of don't hate the thought of Sulfuric Vortex in this matchup. Still didn't see any artifacts. Or did I? They had a splash. Were they splashing off of Gruul Signet? I actually think I remember Gruul Signet now. I wouldn't board in that card for a Gruul Signet, but maybe I want Days on the play. They had Ancestral Time Walk that game, and if we were on the play with Days, we would have got the Ancestral, and kind of would have been like they had 2 Time Walks, so maybe that's not great, but had a Braids. This is not a foolproof plan. What do we cut? I'm running out of time. As much as I like Shrine, I think we just need to... This hand does not cast Days or anything else, so... like it, but I think we're gonna have to keep. Yep. We need to draw land, but once we do, we have Signet into Iteration for more lands. And we get to do this if they let us. Unless they have Daze or Force, but... Okay. They've got Counterspell and Mana Leak, but... card doesn't get better by not casting it. Like, we're just trying to find our land, so playing around Spell Pierce or whatever is not an option. Okay, now they get to get Time Walk or Mana Leak. Okay. We get a couple turns here by themselves. They're a million years from casting Kiki Jiki. This is Time Walk attack. Miss land drop, I'll feel better. Well, they hit a land drop and play a 5-drop. Is this just Muldrifter? I mean, just Muldrifter is really bad for us because they have 4 cards in hand and are way ahead on board. We got their best card in Ancestral. And they're still far from, like, Kiki Jikiing this Muldrifter. I'll put Pastermite into my hand. Island on the bottom. Exile Mountain. Play land for turn. Dragon Rage Channeler. So I have Pestermite Splinter Twin. If they want to tap out, I can maybe get them. It's not the best plan, but it's a plan. And I could have taken more lands and just played some mid-range shitters, but I have sorcery instant. Probably gonna get creature. I think I just take this. I'm gonna attack. They trade with Recruiter, they can't Kiki Jiki it for their Deceiver Exarch. So if they go Deceiver Exarch, load a red, untap Kiki Jiki, I lose. And there's not a thing I can do about it. Unless I Pestermite in their upkeep. I think that's what that block means. So I'm going to do this right in their upkeep. This also stops them from like Chandra minus if I tap a mountain. They like abrade this, it's whatever. They're not double getting me. Are they Exarching? This is not the timing for it. Arc is targeting Signet. Okay. I'll not untap your mountain. Carry on with your turn. Sower. Alright, well they have Kiki and a lot of twin pieces. But still no third red, it looks like. And they would have just killed me, so at least I got something right. Okay, they use Spell Pierce. I think... So if I incinerate, I get my thing back, but it's not hasty, and I don't have the mana to cast it, so... I think this is a fine time to get this into play, attack, get incinerate mana. If they make me do my own twin combo, I might time out. Non-legendary creature you control. We'll see what they Kiki. Okay. Now I kill their Kiki in response. Would have liked to not expose myself to counter magic, but and kill Sower to get my own Kiki back, but had to be done this way. Now I just die to their mediocre beats. Okay. I was gonna say treachery plus twin does a lot here, but I have to pyro into an answer. Fortunate. Grim is an answer, but it's like way too slow. I think I just died to their attack, but doing the math is wasting time. So I'll just have a bunch of flyers. Yeah. Yeah, I think they just had a slightly better twin deck than us. They also had Ancestral all 3 games and Time Walk the 2 of the 3 they won. And we got to Spell Pierce Ancestral twice, which was cool, but I mean, game 3 we kept a 1-lander and missed for 2 turns, which I think that was better than mulling to 5. But I just gave them too much time. It happens. Ugh. I don't understand this bot thing that keeps making these weird fucking messages. Alright, another match. Seven lands. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't be playing Twin. It's just like too fragile, but okay. Not gonna let them know we have Mox Ruby. Guess is Reanimator. This is a card that's fine in Reanimator. Means Yearling's not gonna have a ton of targets. What did they seal? I mean, they're playing a land after this spell, right? They sealed, but not for a land and not for a way to kill me. That's so bizarre. I think I swing with both. If they trade with this, I don't need it around to kill the pack rat. Really wish I had hit my 4th land so I could just opposition lock him out. But I think if I just keep hitting my stuff, I'll be able to fair enough opponent. I mean, I can twin this Yearling and just pew pew. Though I imagine they've got more reanimation where that came from. I don't think I have enough board presence to lock them out with opposition just yet, so I'm gonna attack. I wonder if they're making that trade because they have more reanimates and they want Old Drifters, or If they just want to trade because they're at 6, because they reanimated a Mole Drifter. Okay, Demonic's usually good, but I don't know what card gets them out of this. Okay, that might have been what they grabbed. I wish I just played a 2-1. I think it's an end of turn shark. Could be Skydiver into that. Okay. Could have cycled to find force, but I think whatever they have doesn't kill this shark. I'd rather just go for the kill than just letting them like minus on my shark. X is 4. And they've seen enough. Okay, so they are reanimate. So I want days. Just early interaction. They did show me Pack Rat, so Lavamancer's not the worst. Channeler beating them, Mole Drifters might be bad. But it kind of helps us search, like, sometimes we need to answer a Pack Rat, sometimes we need to answer a Gristlebrand kind of thing. I just want Sulfuric Vortex to punish them for playing the card Reanimator and maybe stop Bristlebrand type stuff. I don't know if that's good, but I like it a lot more on the play. But alright, hand's not perfect, but we have days if we need it. Estermite gives us a way to win quick. Showed me Infernal Grasp. I think my hand is too soft to this Pack Rat. I don't love this, but I don't have an answer for Pack Rat, so if that was their discard outlet, then maybe this will give them a few turns off. Doesn't say what they did with their scry. One card on the bottom, okay. Snapcaster gives it flashback, which we can't pay alternate costs for flashback. So eventually. But I might just jam this so this vortex is good. They demonic tutor for. Not a stowaway. What are our help ears? I think we just jam Snapcaster. Let's let some Infernal grasp it or whatever, but I also don't care too much about that. Like, we're just trying to create some pressure. Bone Shredder. Okay, we drew Force. Not gonna evoke this Muldrifter. It's a pitch. It's more cards. They're down to 3 cards in hand. Animating Pack Rat. So we could force this, or we could just make a shark and try to yearling. I think no matter what, we're making a shark. This lets us get miscalced again, but let's see what we draw. Yeah, it's a way to use our Muldrifter better. And our Force better. I think we let this happen. I think we just pass. We can dig. If they discard a fatty, we have the Force for their reanimation spell on their turn. And if they don't play one, we just dig. Find a red source for this yearling. They just have 6 mana and are passing. I'm going to cast this. If they have instant speed reanimation, it'll be kind of sad, but yearling deals with that, and I could probably just force it anyway. Oh, Archon's just too much value. I think we take Mountain Goldspan Dragon and then just do the attack them plan. Goldspan will give us a treasure which will make 2 red, so we can yearling Pack Rat while we do this. Or we could just jam the Vortex. I guess they're attacking us for 9 next turn. But they just died. I mean, they died at this plus Vortex anyway. We can't play Signet into Yearling. This doesn't work. Kill the copy so they don't have a pack rat in their graveyard. I mean, they're pack ratting Archon. Oh, maybe I should have played Vortex just so if they get Archon, they don't gain the life. I think I take this. If I block, they could like double rat, but if they double rat, I'm happy because they're just dead. And it means they don't have a reanimation spell. Sulfuric for lethal. Well, at least that sideboarding strategy worked. Alright, let's try to turn this to a 2-1. Those of you just joining, we got. I could probably just show it in here. Not the best, but it's a serviceable counterburn deck. Got a copy of Splinter Twin Pestermite. Opposition. Some token creators. Definitely seen better. The first deck we ran into was the Mirror, and they had Ancestral and Time Walk, and just more twin pieces, so they got us. We got to Spell Pierce their Ancestral twice. And last round was Reanimator, and we got to daze them off a pack rat. I could see 2-1ing or 1-2ing with this deck. No result will really surprise me, but hoping for that 2-1. Get our money back. Would like to play first. I'll keep. Aggressive will probably find us another land. Lead on Shelldock. Not really looking like an opposition hand, but I can't imagine. Grim Lavamancer would be best card on turn a million. If I play a 1-drop, I probably don't force. Probably just incinerate it because we're not expressiving on 2 anyway. That's like a turn 3 play to hit our land. And it would have to be like Ragavan for me to even really think about forcing. Well, they have a library, so we're fucked. Oh, that was a misplay because Den's gonna come in tapped anyway now. We're probably not incinerating, but just having any lands coming untapped is better than none. But I don't really know what our plan is. You have to like thread the needle and kill them while they're librarying us. Play Den. This is really messing up with my iteration. I should have just done it right. And we have other ways, like we have ways to draw cards and have the mana to cast them all, but I need them to like mess up and go down to 6. Or like maybe they're a storm deck and this Force of will rock their world. Like we need to somehow get them off library. We don't have a good way to stop that. They have library and Lotus, 2 pieces of power. Well, fuck. A lot of mana for whatever they're doing with all their cards. To activate. Good news is Shelldock will turn on if they keep librarying. Iterate. And bottom. Exile. Okay. Pyro into Goldspan attack. Incinerate is pressure. But they have a lot of cards and a lot of mana. And they're just kind of... They're just going to get to do whatever they want. Oaked Mole Drifter. Are they missing a land? Okay. They're discard... What? I don't understand that at all. Well... I'm gonna keep with the plan. Target creature. It's not a May. I think I'm gonna end step Incinerate. They don't give me something to target. Just make a 1/1, use my mana. I guess this is treasure, so it's not wasted mana, but like if they somehow turn library on, I just want elementals in play. Cards out of my hand for it's easy peasy. That's gonna do work with library. That's gonna gain them life. Well, maybe I have to team up to kill that, but they just like move the Batter Skull then. Alright. I target them, they go to 11. Attack. They go to 7. Still a couple turns away from position. I guess I can kick Yearling. Or I can just like start picking off their mirror. I think that's good though. Gives them less mana, but oh, I don't know if this is right. I feel like way to win involves is there a chance they like draw themselves down to 20? I don't think the Spell Pierce is doing anything. It's just okay. Treachery probably fine. I think we portent us, not them. Uh, Twin on Battlesphere. Kinda hot. And Snapcaster. So now we can Snapcaster, Spell Pierce. If that's relevant. My hope is that they draw so they have 20 or fewer cards. And then we can flash in this opposition, tap their Germ and Batter Skull. So they can't gain life. But they're probably just gonna like upheaval or something stupid. Time Spy. Is this gonna put them below 20? No. It puts them back on library, so maybe. Also shuffled our stuff, but now we can block, incinerate the tokens so they don't gain the life. And then just sneak in the last few with Goldspan. It says reach. But there's still a chance, and we can like make a shark. That helps. Having this opposition under here makes this a lot more tenable. Don't like that, because this hits for 12. And the Battlesphere deals the X. So they gain all this life immediately. But we can still block and keep them from gaining 8 of that life with the Incinerate trick. So maybe they draw a card. They've got mana. Removing that's usually what you would do, the last thing, but we can like opposition tap their attackers and start tapping their lands. We probably can sneak this one out. Yes. Yes. Wow, their deck is really cooking. Um, they have the mana to activate that, but not if we. Well, even if we tap Black Lotus in response. Uh, they can just sack it. But maybe they don't. Problem is if we put opposition into play. I just hope they don't see it. Do I have priority? I sacked. Could try the same thing with library, but like they know what it does. But yeah, they just get to tap all our stuff and get a clean attack in. I don't want it. I wanted to tap. They're 2/2, so they can't. But we're probably just dead. 8, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19. So if they tap all our stuff, which they can literally tap all of our permanents with opposition, and they can just attack for lethal. But if they don't, we can just opposition them on their turn. So I'll let them do it. This deck was also absurd, so probably going to be a 1-2. Fortunate, but it's the luck of the draw. We only had one chance at power. There are 2 pieces of power in the pack. We only got one of our mocks in. With our start and the way the draft went, I think blue red was the right way to go, but it's just a tough draft to navigate. Yeah, just if we had tapped their thing, they couldn't do this, but it also just didn't matter. I went to on F6, but Vote for Carnage. I guess if they attack with the mirror tokens, they don't kill us. But they're gaining 8, so it's going to be tough for us to kill them. I mean, we have opposition if we untap. We're going to be in a pretty good spot, but they get us for Xaxes. Oh, +3. Must have done math wrong. Okay, so Skydiver, yes. Brain Freeze, yes. Like, imagine they do that turn, and we get to just Brain Freeze them. Probably cut Burst Lightning. Kills a Batterskull Germ, but I don't think that's the way we're trying to fight. Flametongue Yearling, also not the best card I've ever seen. You can weld their stuff out to, like, turn their battle sphere into a Mox or something. I don't know if it's right, but it could mess them up in a couple ways. Like a Skydiver to steal their stuff. Oh, just this hand doesn't do anything against their deck in particular, but we get attacks with Den. Oh, let's just hope they don't have another busted library start. Kept 7. I'm not gonna jam Chromox. It might be worth to just get cards out of our hand. So if they wheel or something, we've got some mana in play, but against this kind of start, we're kind of the mercy of our opponent. Well, glad we didn't burn our Incinerate. Though unfortunately we can't end of turn it there because it costs 1 more. They don't have a second land. So maybe incinerating this Lodestone gets them. Maybe I shouldn't have let them untap for that reason. But they want to cast a cantrip or something pre-combat against them. Even if they do have force, they can't protect because it costs 1. Okay. So I can just get in with this Den. Try to pressure them that way. Get in with Shark Typhoon. Or I can imprint Shark. I'd have to imprint Shark Typhoon to get in with Den. Or just make a Shark untap, get in with Den. I kind of want to keep Twin because that's a way to win off of, like, a time spiral. I think the play here is to hold up Brain Freeze and Shark Typhoon. Another argument for playing the Mox is if they time spiral us into Force of Will, we could hardcast it if we had Mox in play. Storm 1. I was just gonna play a 4/4 reach. Storm is 2. Storm is 3. So I could mill them for 12. I don't think that's enough. Unfortunately, this shark's not gonna be good, but I think getting something into play is better than not. Do I try to treachery their battle ball? That's probably worse than. It's like they still get the 1/1s. So now I can den and attack. Deal 8 to them. What do they get with Trinket? Oh, Stone Coil, right? So they could have gone 3, 4, 5, 6. They couldn't have played Battle Ball last turn, but if they just play Battle Ball, Brain Freeze isn't good anyway. So I think I'm supposed to just get in there with the Den this turn and not hold up Brain Freeze. They get to block the 1/1, but that's fine. Take 5. For some reason thought this could attack. Oh, this is a 3/2. Well, that was a lot worse than I thought it was. Why? I guess the black one is a 3/3 and I confused them or something. I'm not used to playing with a lot of these new cards. The Lotus Petal Signet turn. This would have been a good Brain Freeze turn, probably. So if they play Time Twister, I can't even do it till after the Twister, but having my mana untapped for that eventuality. Float mana against Upheaval would have been the play. But I can still go land Chromox, go and maybe get them next turn. But probably would have decked them if I held up Brain Freeze. There's a chance I can get him next turn, but And of course, if they have Time Twister, it's all moot anyway. Well, the good news about this is they only have one power, but they're just gonna cast their own Brain Freeze. So I would have died to their Brain Freeze, even if I held up my own, so nothing we did mattered. So I guess we're okay with it, the way things turned out. But we die here. I mean, their deck was busted. So I guess I'm not surprised. Yeah, we just 1-2 played against two decks with multiple pieces of power, and we beat the deck that didn't. Yep, that's gonna be it for me. About as much of Vintage Cube as I can take for one day. Thanks for watching. It's a lot easier for me to stomach that when I don't have to pay for it, which is why I vastly prefer paper Magic and playing your own cube. But not saying I won't do this again, but maybe I'll do Arena Cube or something. I don't have to pay for that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who followed on Twitch, everyone who subscribed on YouTube.